biggest names in the world of comic books are right here in Manila for a pop culture event called Super Manila. Joining us now are the iconic creative visionaries, Whilce Portacio, Ryan Benjamin, and Alex Sinclair. They're all based in San Diego in California and join us now in Manila. Gentlemen, great to have you with us. The icons of comic books. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm the resident Filipino, so it's so good to be back home.
Yes, and of course, Ryan and Alex, of course, are in Manila as well. I'm sure you'll have a great time here. Whilce, let me start off with you, and we want to talk about this comic pro boot camp that you're planning to hold here in the country going forward. What happens here?
Well, see, collectively, all of us, we have 100 years of experience.
Wow, a century.
A century, we're that old.
None of you look that old.
But see, we've now all entered the phase where we've brought in other artists, new artists into it. We've trained them, we've mentored them, brought them in. And so now collectively, purposely, consciously, we want to bring in the next wave. And in the 90s, I actually brought in a lot of Filipinos when I was had a studio in Balete. And so we've come back to
coming back to your roots.
Roots.
And you know, Ryan, it's all about sustainability. 100 years of experience, well, you gotta eventually pass on the baton to the next generation. So what will participants learn in this kind of pro boot camp, which you've already held in the United States?
Well, basically, from learning what we've learned throughout the years of teaching comics and just the fundamentals of it, is that we've seen that a lot of artists who's trying to get into the industry, they're lacking certain features. Basically, it's the fundamentals. And so we put a lot of emphasis on that, on teaching people how to deconstruct their mind, and deconstruct what they've been learning throughout the years and reconstruct it into a professional format specifically for comics.
Yeah, because that's what it really is. You have to really understand this is a job.
Yeah.
So we take these young people with dreams, and they're just, you know, working only in their houses, in their rooms, and we show them, you can still have your dream, but you have to be professional. You have to know this, you have to know that.
They really have to work on the trenches, right?
Yes.
Alex, and is it just a full day workshop that you've had in the United States, or is it more than that?
No, we run them. It's called a boot camp because we make them work hard, and so it's 3 days.
3 days.
12-hour days, and so we take them from concept to final color piece and put them to the ringer, make them work hard, and some of us a little more strict than others, but we really
professors.
Yes,
You have
give them tough love.
Sergeants, real sergeants.
Generals and sergeants. And my goodness, just take a look at these iconic works that you have brought with you here to the Final Word studio in CNN Philippines. So when do you plan to have this pro boot camp, Whilce? When will it happen here in the Philippines? And why have you chosen the Philippines as the first venue going forward?
Well, we've chosen the Philippines because, I mean, and it's all that old business thing that our market is the market that can get into all markets because everybody speaks Filipino. Everybody speaks another language here. So it's very easy for us to look at, for other companies to look at international IPs, international franchises, entertainment, and we already know that in the Philippines. When you go to Korea, not to knock Korea, but any other country, you have to first teach them what is entertainment, what is international entertainment, American. We love American entertainment. We love international things. So our artists are already yearning to do those kind of stories.
And you gentlemen just came back from Japan, and you have been in so many comic conventions in 2023. I mean, you're all living in a suitcase. Everybody wants to see you, to see your illustrations, your colors, and have you sign on them.
Yeah, well, that's the transition that we've seen our careers has taken us. We've become a traveling circus, in a sense, where we're
traveling stars.
Traveling stars. Okay, so
in the comic book industry,
in a sense, we go from country to country, and we do a lot of art demonstrations, and we just talk, we just meet fans, and we shake hands, and it's part of the culture, part of to me, it's like the payoff for what we've been doing for the past, 10, 20, 30 years.
And Alex, you're a colorist. I want to find out from you, do you still use freehand in painting or coloring your illustrations? Or do you use now your laptop, your iPad?
So anything that's for print is digital. And so I use either, if I'm home, it's my desktop computer, but when I travel, I have a laptop. But when I get a chance to either paint for myself or conventions for fans, it's always markers or paints. I go back to the traditional training that I received as an artist, and so my love is still there. Digital has really become a medium, so Photoshop is like an oil paint or a watercolor.
And how does it work when you work with the illustrators? Do you collaborate and discuss which colors to use for specific illustrations?
Sometimes. For the most part, they kind of let me go. For the interiors of the book, I use the script as a jump-off point. There's clues as to time of day or location that will give me ideas as to how to color. But for the most part, I kind of get to do what I want, and then once I'm done, I do show it to the artist I'm working with, and we kind of talk about it and make sure that everybody's happy with it, since all our names are going on this piece of work.
And let's take a look at some of your masterpieces, Whilce. You have the X-Men, and you have Arrow, and this is a Filipina superhero.
Actually, all three of them.
All three of them.
Official Marvel Filipino characters.
Wow. Eventually, we do hope that this will all translate into the silver screen.
Will take over. All of the characters will soon just be Filipino.
Okay, the illustrations that we see here right now. Tell us, who are these Filipino superheroes for our viewers?
That's Wave.
Wave, yes.
She's from Cebu.
Yeah.
I'm not yet too familiar with these two other ones. They're fairly new, but I think they're all from Cebu too.
Okay, and the X-Men. Are all of these illustrations done freehand, or do you use computers?
Computers, I've been a computer nerd since the 80s. Computers, even when Photoshop came in, everybody thought that you can be an artist just by Photoshop. It's only a tool. So when we all use digitally to do comics, but to do layouts. So like when we're on the plane, when we're traveling, we're at conventions, we'll have our iPad or our laptop. We'll do layouts, we'll do approvals, but the final actual artwork, we print out and then we work on real live, and then we scan back in, because everybody wants that natural feel. Computers are great, but they can give you kind of a sterile kind of feel. Everybody still wants that familiar. So we always go back, but we use digital just to whatever's quicker. I mean, think about it real quickly.
We have augment.
Yeah, well, think about it quickly. If I draw this and I go, oh, this figure is too big, or I want to move this figure. After spending 10 minutes doing that, I got to erase it and spend another 10 minutes to try to get it.
Right.
Digital, you just pick it up and in 2 seconds, you get it resized. Once that's final, then you just draw it for
What about you, Ryan? You're well known for your collaborations with Jim Lee and Scott Williams. What does it take for you to finish your illustration?
Persistence, know-how. You just have to have the enthusiasm to actually deliver and finish a piece. There's been multiple times I've tried drawing and I've run into just a barrier in my head where I can't think of anything. So I have to, relax a little bit and just come up with something. Try to come up with something new. And I learned years ago that, how do you create cool things, or how do you make your artwork pop? It's basically you just make cool things. You just think of what's cool in my head, and I just put it on paper. That's like the basic essence of it.
And of course, gentlemen, Alex, this year, the buzzword has been artificial intelligence, front and center because of ChatGPT. Has it conquered the comic book world?
It hasn't conquered it. I think there's folks out there using it, trying to create artwork, but it's early on in the stages. We don't see anything that's mind-blowing or revolutionary, really. And so again, it's a tool that certain people are picking up that established artists don't feel they need.
And it's an easy way out, right?
It's an easy way out.
Whilce?
Yeah.
And collectors will know if it's an illustration made by artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it's the real bottom line essence of any kind of art form, whether it's film or story or music, is can you create that song that connects to an audience? Right now, everybody's thinking about AI as can it just actually create something? Anything can create something. Anybody can create something. But can it connect the next Star Wars? Can it correct the next Darna? Can it make what is going to be the next? And that is all just imagination.
And just taking a look at this illustration of Ryan Benjamin of Batman. Take a look at this. Wow, this will never be replicated by artificial intelligence. So Ryan, how long did it take you to illustrate our favorite superhero, Batman?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. Something like this takes me, I'd say average 16 minutes.
16 minutes.
Maybe 20 minutes. Yeah.
But what artificial intelligence can do are just the shadings. It's just basically the raw emotion that goes into an image.
But that's an original.
Yes.
See, that's the difference. So, I mean, if AI created this, you'd have to print it out, to actually have something that's tactile that you can actually touch and feel. But
what about for you, Alex? This Batman image of Ryan, how long will it take to color it?
Yeah, it probably would take about another 30 minutes.
30 minutes. And tell us, you are all here in Manila for Super Manila.
yes.
What will be taking place for Whilce, Ryan, and Alex during your 3 days this weekend at Super Manila?
Well, it's like any other industry. We're all in our bat caves working 24 hours a day, every single day. We never take any break, but we're creating all this. And the fans, they want to reach out, they want to touch, they want to say,
Absolutely, I want to touch the hand of Ryan and Alex here. I mean, these are the hands that make these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again going back to the AI. It's the personal. That's what stories and characters are really about. It's about the connecting to everybody, anybody, the whole world. That's what comics are now. When I started in the 80s, it was just kids. Now the whole world knows about superheroes and comics.
And now, Ryan, we're also seeing a lot of Filipino illustrators.
Oh, yeah.
With DC, Marvel, and other comic book publishers.
Yeah.
What do you see in what do you see in the Filipino? What kind of talent do they have?
Oh, they're incredible talents out here. This is the beauty about international artists and just traveling the world and just meeting people from all around the world. Honestly, there's just talent everywhere, and it takes a little bit of push to kind of get them out of the closet, to kind of get them to kind of, hey, I'm going to show my work a little bit more. Some people, they're missing the actual connections. How do you take the talent that I have and how do you put it out there? How can I connect it with the specific people that can get me to the next point in my life or the stage of my career?
But there are a lot of good Filipino illustrators. What about colorists? Alex?
I think any good artist can be a penciler, an inker, or a colorist. I think it takes knowing all three to be good at your specific specialty. So that to be a good colorist, you need to know how to draw as well, because it uses the same tools, the same fundamentals, and so obviously there's great Filipino artists who can also ink, who can also color as well.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'm sorry we've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining us in the final word, and we will see you at Super Manila at Ayala Circuit.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend.
We'll see you there.
So,
See you there.
iconic comic book artists Whilce Portacio, Ryan Benjamin, and Alex Sinclair. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.